We are joined with Mack Lindon, the writer, actor, and director of Rise of the Underdog, and also Mikey Bryant, welcome, who is the actor and plays Mack's brother in Rise of the Underdog. Welcome, guys. Mikey, this is actually your first acting role, am I right?
First acting role on film, yeah.
Can you tell us a little bit about this experience and how this opportunity came about?
You know, I run a very creative life, luckily. I've always played music and toured around, and I fell into some theatre work accidentally and begrudgingly and loved it. And then I've met Mack throughout that world who called me and said, hey, what are you doing in a week's time? Can you come to Brisbane and help me with a film? And I said, yes.
It was that easy.
I'm like, should I know any more? He's like, nah, just turn up. I was like, I'll see you there.
So of course you've never trained as an actor. Were you feeling comfortable in front of the camera?
I think because I don't have that much experience, I kind of just breathed out very deeply and listened to what Mack had to say. And I said, I trust you. And so I just went with it from there. That's the best I could do. That's all I knew how to do. No one told me how to do anything different. And, you know, Mack's such a courageous and comfortable person that you're like, cool, I'll go with this.
I knew straight away when I talked to Mikey, I think maybe a couple of times before that, and what do you say when you just know someone's going to play your bro? Like words, there was no words. It was just like, oh, that's my brother, and probably even closer actually, if the truth be known, because we share a lot of just unspoken connection, you know, on big levels, and yeah. And Mikey just smashed it. He just was Matthias. So he just did Matt's role easy. Yeah.
It felt very comfortable seeing Mack just straight into the character in the role and go, I'm just going to respond to him because I care for this guy. Wherever he's at, whether he's director or performing, I just...
That's right. Do you remember when you rocked up? I had the 6-pack of the VBs.
Yeah.
Because they're like, obviously, I struggled with the drink back when the story's about that time of life, and Mikey knew that I don't drink no more, so I was kind of like, oh man, we've got these props, I've got these beers, and I made sure that Mikey actually watched me pour them all down, so that I was just drinking water for the scene, you know, because I'd been sober for a bit, so that was pretty cool.
And it's nice to play that discerning brother role where you know it, and you just like, and you care, and you're just like, all right, but I'm coming down. I'm just going to keep an eye on this.
Yeah. Yes, you were really method in that as well. You were really guiding him like a brother would.
Yeah. You know, I've got brothers and you know, we've shared journeys, and it's like, there's times where you look after each other with that consideration and a tolerance, and that came very naturally, and just full love, you know, because we can't grow without it.
Yeah. How long have you guys known each other? When did you first meet Mack?
How did we meet each other?
Well, if we tell her, we're going to have to kill her, aren't we?
Well, so some brotherhoods have to remain a secret.
It's like the Bra Boys, you know. If you're from Cronulla, then you don't tell people where you came from.
Wow.
But some things in this world draw people together, and that's a very strong thing that drew us together.
Yeah.
That.
And we didn't even know that the camera was rolling off. And like, remember around the fire when you were playing the guitar and stuff, like Mikey's in a band and he sings, and I'd seen some of his film clips, and I just connected straight away with the lyrics, and the song that we particularly chose for this one was Lightly Go.
Yeah.
Because I don't lightly go often. And so that came through, and often I didn't even know this thing was rolling. Like we were just having fun.
Yeah. It's just like, and that's the thing when you live the life in the creative world, you just, you know, you get to know the medium, and then you got to forget the medium, and then you just participate in the ones that you know. For me, it's singing, and for you, it's film, and if we're connecting in that level for this project, we're also just connecting on that level with authenticity, because you're like, whether it's rolling or not, let's just be here in this moment. Yeah.
So as you mentioned that you are a musician, but are you also a movie lover? What movies have inspired you?
I'm definitely a movie lover. Yes, you know, Paul Thomas Anderson is one of my go-tos for inspiration, and I just say that because I saw his most recent film. You know, I love Australian cinema so much. I love when this country is shown at, you know, with its mystery and its glory. And I love the stories that come from here, because, you know, we're a country still trying to find our feet with who we are. And I think telling more stories from here is so integral to our culture moving forward. I think film is one of the most powerful forms to unite us and tell our stories, to see where we're at. So I admire anyone that has the courage and the balls to make a film, because it's huge.
How do you think this will impact Australian audiences?
I think sharing a story about the difficulties of making a film is important, with the fun and the pain, and like we've got to be honest in our art and in our world. So a story that tells the story of the painstaking journey to make a story, I think will inspire people to go, oh, man, that's me. I can do that thing, whether it's make a film or something else that they've been thinking of. They see someone's journey to get to the end point. I think a story in a film like this is important for our community,
Absolutely. And how did this particular film impact you, your experience on it and the story behind it, finding all this journey out about Mack?
It was sort of, uncovered as we went along, parts I knew, and then seeing someone play themselves in a film is really potent, and, to visually watch someone maybe in those questioning times, and certainly those times where they themselves probably didn't think they were going to get up. And you can hear that story from someone, but then you see them playing it out and you're like, that's a lot, and we are so capable as humans to get up and keep going. And that fills me with inspiration, true grit.
Did this movie jumpstart your career? Are you doing any more acting?
When the phone rings, I will answer. That was my first film experience. And I just say yes. If there's a creative project and the people in it have integrity.
Got a roll up there on the board there for you, mate, for our next project.
Let's go. Let's go.
That's beautiful. And I think as well, you're open to all of these things. And I think you're completely natural on camera as well. So I think...
Thank you.
So obviously there's a clear underdog theme here. Do you resonate with that theme? Do you have an underdog story yourself?
That's the story of my creative life. I left home at 15 from a little country town and moved to the city just to play music, and just sneaking in and out of pubs and just, jumping up on stage whenever I could. And growing up in a digital age of music, but so inspired by the richness in my ears, and when you get to perform it, and no world-beating success like you're told we're supposed to have from those stars in the 80s, 90s and beyond. And, I think the underdog believes in what they do, and they'll do it anyway. And they'll find their sense of purpose by doing it, not by whatever idea of success may have been. So the story of the underdog, I think that's what it is. It's like, keep doing what you're doing when you love what it is that you do.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
I think, can I add something to that? I think I won't speak for you, Mikey, but we share, only because of conversations that we've had, that there are people with genuine gifts, whether it's music or telling story. And I know, and when you see someone else with gifts, you know that you have them, right? And you touched on the digital stuff, and my experience has been that there are so many people without those gifts who are controlling the industry of the people with the gifts. And so so it's jilted, we're jaded right from the get-go. So I think what we're doing, and we were just talking earlier about your music and stuff too, is taking back what's kind of rightfully ours, because the gifts are there for others. And so the major suppliers of music, and I know for film, have controlled that. And thank God it's imploding before our very eyes. And so we have these renegades who have persevered, just about to be birthed into a season where we will shine, because of it's the inevitable.
Yeah, and it's just valuing yourself as a creative, because the success is in the making. And then the job is getting it to the audience. And we're coming out of an era where we let someone else give it to the audience in the way that they deem fit. And it's like, oh man, that was our job. We were too busy making stuff, and we've got to take that back and present it to them. And because the joy is in the doing, in the creating, and then the responsibility is the sharing.
That's it.
And we take that back now.
Fully.
Beautiful. Right.
Boom.
Right. Okay, so was there anything that you found challenging in this experience?
Not knowing if I'm capable, not knowing what it's going to look like or controlling the outcome, you know. So the most difficult thing was just letting go and trusting. And I think when you step into any creative project, yours or someone else's, is the toughest part is to trust it's going to be what it's meant to be, you know, and it's also the biggest gift of it. So the challenge for me in a lot of life generally becomes the gift, you know, and if not, a great opportunity for humility and go, well, that happened. That was interesting. But this is, you know, we're sitting here and we're still laughing.
Yeah, it's true.
That's success.
Yep.
You know?
Yeah. Yeah, bang on.
Okay, last question. What was it like working with Mack?
Oh, geez.
He's terrible. He's a taskmaster. He's a diva. He's out of control at the best of times. No, it was, I loved watching the extreme pace with which Mack worked.
Bit intense.
And I could see, you know, what was most impressive though was the unifying factor. Jumping behind the camera to check a shot, jumping in front of the camera to be in it, to doing a million things at once and then making sure everyone had lunch, making sure everyone took a break, making sure, you know, still casting an eye over caringly to an even, you know, crew, cast, whatever our roles, everyone was even and looked after. And that's an impressive effort when we can really get lost on self in those times to focus on the job and then make sure everyone's cared for. So that's what it was like for me working with Mack. It was like proud to be his brother.
There you go.
Oh my gosh, that went straight through the heart. Wow. And how about your music? Have you got any more music coming out?
I do have new music coming out at the moment.
Come on.
It's, you know, and based like just on what we were saying, I just wrote a song for my daughter who just turned 18. And it's, I wrote it the day before and I played it to her. And then I was, as a joke, as a gift, I'm like, I'll just record it in my studio. And then I got excited and added all this stuff. And then I'm like, I'm going to put it on cassette because I have a cassette player that I just got off Marketplace. And I put it on cassette and listened to it in my truck. And I was like, this is amazing.
Wow.
And I put the other songs I've been working on the cassette. And I was like, the album is done. And it's led by this song that's just all heart. And it's so exciting.
I was going to say, can we have a sneak preview?
Well.
Oh my God.
I may have come prepared. And so, yeah, on to what we were saying. It's like, I just go to the tip and the op shops and they give me these tapes. And I do like we used to do in the 90s and you tape up the holes. So it's all upcycled. And so I leave some of the artists I'm jamming with underneath. And then I get to put this music on top and the tape twists and turns and it has its whole world.
What a nostalgic moment this is.
So this is the intro to this one unique tape, but everyone will have a different intro.
Yeah. Time can stop.
Hey, let's take a look at you now. You're just right where you ought to be, standing right in front of me, proud.
It's got all the other bits of the tape that was underneath it, still sort of creeping through with some of them.
Wow.
You know, and the tape twists the guitar and you get that nostalgia.
The beginning of the journey, and truly, we've just met, and oh, the river flows, and oh, here she goes, here she goes, here she goes. Here's a little song about a hell of a girl about to take off and take over the world. Used to think she was mine, but she's always been hers, and I'm hers. It's right about time because she's never paid rent, but one day she'll pay mine, and that makes us friends. We can freeload together with the stars overhead, always home.
Yeah. Oh, dude. What a song. For a father to a daughter. I was just thinking of my daughter. Like,
Yeah. Yeah. And we get to make this stuff with them, for them.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And play it to them like that.
Thank you so much. That was so beautiful.
Well, thank you guys for listening.
That's epic.
And yeah, so that's where I'm at the moment. Just making unique tapes for people so they can just have it one-on-one and experience like I get. The best part about making music is when you're listening to it before it's released and you're the only person in the world that has it. So I'll just do a limited run of these and each of those people will have their own tape with their own backing track between it and it's just theirs. And it's like,
I want to. What's that song called?
The River Flows.
The River Flows.
Yeah.
I would love to play that at my daughter's wedding.
Oh,
Yes.
amazing.
Yes, I would love. Imagine that.
Yeah.
And she's walking down the aisle.
Yeah, I'll get it to you. I'll come play it for you.
Oh, even better. That's epic.
It would be an honour.
Love you, Mikey.
Oh, thank you so much for coming, Mikey. We've really appreciated having you here. Remember, guys, Rise of the Underdog is in cinemas on November the 6th.